How's it going, everybody? This is Julius Harris, and I'm here with my wife, Nicole.
Hello.
And we just want to share pretty much our journey and how we became vegan. So my wife is going to ask me a few questions just so you can get a better understanding on my background, my story, on how and what I had to do and what pretty much my mindset on making that change in my life.
All right. So, how long had you been a meat eater?
I've been a meat eater since I was since I was born to the age of probably around 25 until I started changing my lifestyle and different things I wanted to eat.
Okay. So, what types of meat did you eat when you were eating meat?
Pretty much everything, from pork chops, beef. I never really ate like a lot of seafood or anything like that, and chicken. Chicken breast was like the hardest thing for me to get out of my diet because I used to love chicken breast, and that was one of the things it took me a long time to.
Did you eat any fish? Like, what about the fish? Did you eat all seafood?
No, I mean I mainly I pretty much like tuna or like salmon or something like that, tilapia, catfish sometimes, but not often. But never any lobster. I never had lobster.
Did you eat shrimp?
Shrimp. The only time I ate shrimp was shrimp fried rice, but I couldn't eat shrimp by itself.
So you didn't eat oysters and that stuff, that exotic seafood.
No.
Okay. So, what made you decide to become vegetarian?
What made me decide to become vegetarian was it was based off of pretty much how I felt. I was always an active person pretty much all through high school. In college, played sports, very active, and I always had acne real bad. So when I was growing up, I had acne, and I noticed people that was pretty much around me. I know some people that ate less, or I don't want to say less things than I ate, but they ate more junk food than I did. They ate certain things that I know that would cause certain things, but they didn't have acne, and I did. So I knew it was something with that where it really didn't sit right with me. And plus, who likes acne anyway? Why would you want to walk around all that stuff on your face? So that was one of the things that made me look into certain things that I wanted to change in my diet, just to find out if it was my diet that was causing the acne in the first place.
So you did research to find this information. How did you stumble across to understand or know what vegetarian was?
Just mainly just doing some research and just trying to figure out what can I improve in my eating something that I'm not supposed to be eating, because it's mainly based off of me having acne. So I'm looking at certain things that may cause that, and I found out a couple things that maybe I shouldn't have been eating that was causing certain things. So I started to cut out certain meats out of my diet to try to figure out if that would help, and which it did. I cut out like pork, definitely pork. I was able to see a little bit of difference, and my skin had cleared up a little bit. And like the red meat, I was never really like a red meat eater. To me, it's just disgusting. Just eating like blood from another animal, even before me becoming a vegetarian, is just weird. And just cutting certain things out of my diet, and that's pretty much what I did.
Okay, that's awesome. So why did you choose to become vegan? Isn't vegan and vegetarian the same thing?
I get to ask that a lot, but vegan and vegetarian are, I don't want to say they're totally different, but it's a difference because, okay, vegetarian, you still eat certain things that meat eaters eat.
Mm-hmm.
So vegetarian, you still eat eggs, you still eat milk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, drink milk, but and what else? Milk, eggs, yeah, cheese. You still eat cheese.
Yeah.
So with vegan, it's like you cut all of the dairy out.
Mm-hmm.
You cut all of the animal products or animal byproducts out. So you don't eat dairy. You don't eat. You don't drink milk. You don't eat cheese. You don't eat meat. You don't eat seafood. So that's fish. Some people think that fish is not meat, but it still is in the meat category.
It's an animal.
Yeah. So.
A sea creature.
Yeah. So just meat. It's a difference between those two. And the one thing that made me take another step, because when I was vegetarian, the substitute meat that I was eating, yes, it was, to me, I felt a little bit better. But when I continually to eat that type of meat, it was more like a transitional food. It wasn't like something that is supposed to be for a long-term basis. And it was still processed. It still had eggs in it, and my acne was still there. Wow. So once I start to gradually take certain things out, like stop eating vegetarian meat that had like egg whites in it, and stop eating cheese, and stop drinking milk, got like almond milk or something like that, just to change that. And then I noticed a dramatic difference. My face completely cleared all the way up.
Wow.
And I didn't realize that until I start noticing that I was taking more pictures, because before I didn't like taking pictures because I always had acne. So I would see my face, it looks totally different than the pictures that I had before.
Let's make sure we all understand. So you didn't have any medication or any Proactiv or anything you were taking. You were just eating vegan food.
Right. And I took Proactiv before, and it worked for me, but because what I found out and what I learned, that you can take things on the outside and put it on your face, but if you're not consuming, I guess, the nutrients that you need and to clean the inside of your body, because whatever's in the inside is going to show in the outside of your skin. So that Proactiv, it didn't work for me.
Wow.
So it was like,
wow.
To me, it felt like it really wasn't doing anything, but either it's making it worse, because it was kind of strong for my skin.
Chemicals.
Yeah, strong for my skin.
Wow.
So
that's awesome. That's awesome. So is that all you want to share about how you became vegan, or once you became vegan, that was pretty much it?
I noticed too when I was vegan, or when I became vegan, that my energy level pretty much increased, and of course bowel movements are more frequently, because you don't have all the meat that takes a long time to process. Yeah. So, and my breath smells way better, because a lot of times people, they don't notice that when your breath smells a certain way, that's because the food is in your stomach still. So when people they have that real breath,
that morning breath,
not even the morning breath,
that lasts all day.
Yeah, it's like the breath that just punches you in your mouth, and it smells like cow manure type of stuff. That's mainly just that meat or whatever, that food is just sitting in their stomach, because it takes so long. Yeah, it takes so long to get. So my breath smells better, and energy level is better, and skin is better. I can focus better. My memory is better. My hair, I mean, just all across the board. And I didn't think that I mean, when I first started, I didn't just go in there saying, hey, I want to be vegan, because I didn't even know what vegan was. So I had to do my research on that.
Right.
So I just felt that was the best
transition.
Thing for me.
Okay. So you hear it, guys. This was his transition to vegan.
Yes.
And everybody's journey is different. difference, but very similar because the food rules don't change. So.
And it wasn't a overnight thing either. It took me a couple years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, so to get to that process. So it took me a few years just to get to vegan. So that's why I encourage people that if you're trying to take that step or want to just change certain things in your diet, just take it one day at a time and try to pick out certain things to take out over time, and don't do it all at one time because you'll go right back. I've seen it before. You'll go right back.
And it's a mindset thing, so you mentally have to be willing and ready to make the change. Because if you feel like you need to do it because of how you feel, but if your mind's not really ready to make that transition, then it's going to be a little tougher. So.
Exactly. So that was pretty much it that I wanted to share with everybody. And I hope this was a lot of information, a lot of insight on the transition. And if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I have more videos as well to come.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Part 2.
All right, see ya.
See you later.
So the first question is, how long were you a meat eater?
I was a meat eater since I was born all the way into I was 25.
Okay.
Sorry, babe. What's supposed to get?
So that's not it.
Yeah, that's
Really?
the
That's the end of the first question.
Sorry, you made me hot.
Is that it though?
Huh?
Is that all you have to say? Is that the question?